The Predators franchise has had strong leadership from the outset. Some of our players had the opportunity of wearing the C, others the A, and some didn't even have a letter. But right from the get-go, Tom Fitzgerald, Greg Johnson, Kimmo Timonen, and our first three captains really gave us a strong foundation of how the Predators would play and act, et cetera, et cetera. They were fabulous. And we had others along the way. Paul Kariya stands out to me as a fantastic leader who brought a lot to our team. Thomas Vokoun and Pekka Rinne, who's with us now, who doesn't wear an A or a C, and still are great leaders. After the trade of Shea Weber, Peter Laviolette and I sat down to discuss the captaincy in our leadership group. And the first thing that we both agreed on is that we had a great leadership group, and it was a growing group. We had the veterans like Mike, James Neal is here today, Roman Josi, Pekka, who I just mentioned. We traded for a leader in PK Subban, and we got some emergent leaders like Colin Wilson is out here in the audience today, Ryan Johansson, Philip Forsberg, Ryan Ellis, Ekholm. I think we're blessed with some really quality players and some guys that will be part of the leadership group and maybe future captains someday. But when it came to the captaincy, Mike Fisher was a clear-cut choice for us, for this team, and for this time in our history. Yes, we all know that Mike is entering the final year of his current contract. But if I've said to Mike, and I've said publicly, that Mike can play here as long as he wants. So I don't view this as a one-year captaincy, but we'll take whatever we get from Mike, both on and off the ice. Since joining the Predators back from Ottawa on a trade in 2011, Mike has made lots of contributions on and off the ice, sometimes very, very visibly, as he did in the triple overtime game versus San Jose this playoffs. Let's have a clap for that one, please. Winning a key face-off that led to a last-minute game-time goal in Game 5 versus Anaheim in 2011. Thank you very much for that. Winning the NHL Foundation Award in recognition of his charitable and community service work. And then there's the behind-the-scenes contributions that he does helping other players, dinner on the road, one-on-one meetings, all those things that great leaders do. You've heard me for a lot of years talk about the Predator way and doing the right things. It would be impossible to find a player who better exemplifies those qualities. It takes a special person to wear the C and willing to take on all of these responsibilities that comes with being a captain. Name a characteristic that you're looking for in a captain, and Mike is that. Character person with life's priorities in order, got a wonderful family and a commitment to his faith. He's got integrity. He's respected by his teammates, by coaches, officials, and opponents. He's got intensity. He treats every game and every shift with equal importance. He's gone to battle over 1,000 regular season games. Leadership. He leads by example. He plays through adversity. He has no excuses. He's accountable to his teammates, and he's supportive of his teammates. He's committed and passionate to his team, his family, and his community. Mike Fisher is a great ambassador for this franchise. Before we do the formal induction here to be the captain, I'd like Peter Laviolette to say a few words about Mike.
I remember, I joke with the players sometimes in the locker room in meetings, and at times in conversations I would ask a player, and I remember asking Mike, you know, at some point when you're done playing hockey, Mike, maybe, you know, you'll want to become a general manager of a team. And he said no. And I said, well, then maybe you want to become a coach someday. And he quickly said no. So I was a little bit gun-shy when I got into the conversation, but through the course of the summer, we had conversations about being the captain of the team, and Mike accepted. So no GM, no coach, but definitely captain of the team. The captain of the team has a major impact on the team and its direction. He serves as the voice of the dressing room and is the one player that can represent the entire team. No one on our roster can do that better than Mike Fisher. Mike is a model citizen who's well respected by everyone and one of the best pros I've ever seen or worked with. He sets a positive example for not only all of our players, but for everyone in our organization, on and off the ice. It is with great pleasure and extreme confidence that we today announce Mike Fisher as the next captain of the Nashville Predators.
Want to try that on? I'm pretty sure it will. Okay. You have a few words, Mike?
Well, I think it's just starting to sink in now. First time I've seen it, and to David and the management staff, thank you. To Peter and the coaching staff, thank you. To the ownership group, thank you for instilling the confidence and faith in me as the team captain. It truly is an honor, and I remember meeting with Peter and talking about it, and I said yes, and I don't think I really expressed my appreciation enough and the honor until it hit me on the way home that I'm going to be a captain of a National Hockey League team, and kind of got emotional, and it's definitely an honor, and I appreciate it, and I don't take the honor lightly at all. And there's a lot of people I need to thank, and from family to people that have invested a lot of time in me as a person, on the ice, off the ice. I'm forever grateful for those people, and they know who they are. I've had two captains in my career. One is Daniel Alfredson, and the other is Shea Weber. And those two individuals really represent what a hockey player is supposed to be about. And I learned from those two guys, and they're incredible people, family guys that worked as hard as anyone, that represented the team and the city really well. And those guys are great. I played with so many other people too as well in my career that I've learned from, and that has helped me in my career and are going to help me, in the future. I guess one word for me would be for this year would be excitement. I look at our group of guys, of young people, young men with a lot of talent. I look at our fan base and how excited I believe our city is, and a great organization. And I believe that we can win the Stanley Cup here in this city. And it's going to take more than talent. It's going to take us working together as a group with the coaching staff, management, and the players to get the most out of that talent, to be the best we can be on the ice, to make this city proud of our efforts on and off the ice. And ultimately, the goal is to win a Stanley Cup. And I'm just honored to be a part of that group, because it takes every guy. And it's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate it, everyone being here as well, and thank you.
We'll go ahead and open it up for questions from media members. If you just want to raise your hand, Natalie will get the mic to you.
Mike, you spoke of Daniel Alfredson and Shea Weber and what they imparted on you as their respective captains to you. I was wondering if you could speak to exactly what those two meant to you, how they handled themselves, that you hope to take from them as you take on this next assignment.
Well, both of those guys, and I was young, obviously, when Alfredson was a captain, but the way he handled himself, the respect he had in the room, and Shea as well, those guys, no one, they work so hard. They're great with people. I think they put the team first, which is really important, and they helped people. They made people around them better, and I think that's what a good leader does, and that's what I've tried to do in my career, and that's why they're, I hope to do the same, and I feel like I have tried to do that in my career as well.
Mike, you spoke about how excited you were for this season. What do you think about the young talent on this team and how far they've progressed over the course of the past couple seasons?
I mean, I think this year we're going to have as much talent as we've ever had, which is exciting. And we, I think there's a good group of young guys that really work hard and approach the game in the right way, and you know, really respect the game and are great teammates. And for guys like that, they're only going to get better and better. And you know, I think we have a real good chance to do something really special and build upon what we did last year and keep going and getting better. We know we need to be better as a group, and we believe we're going to do that.
I know you felt responsibility as a member of this leadership group before this honor in terms of leading this team, which has been in transition to become over the last couple of years. I mean, do you see more responsibility or more of a challenge now that you do have a lot of young teammates making that transition now that you are the captain?
Well, I think I would definitely probably have a little more responsibility, but at the same time, I see we have a young group of people, but I also think that there's guys in the locker room that are young that are still good leaders. And I look at a group, and there's different types of leaders in a group that make a group successful. And it doesn't always have to be the older guy. It can be a younger guy that does something special that inspires a group. And that's what I think it's all about. And mixing together as a team is as important as anything, as opposed to just one or two guys that are, you know, and I know, you know, hopefully I can make all those guys better, and we all lead together and you know, lead the ship in the right direction. And we've got, like I said, great coaching staff, management, and that all is very, very important.
Mike, you hear it all the time in sports about teams learning how to win. Do you feel like this team, and we've talked about the youth on this team plenty, but do you feel like this team over the course of the past couple seasons with the playoff runs you guys have made is learning how to win and the process that goes into that?
Yeah, I think sometimes I mean, you can learn a lot from not getting there too, and knowing that feeling of, you know, not winning. How are we going to be better as a team? We have to do more. We have to be better and trying to find that way. And so I think we got a taste of a little bit of success, which is a good thing, but at the same time, we can't be happy in that, because as players, we gotta, you know, we want to win, and we got to find a way to be better. And I think we're doing that as a team and as a franchise, and I'm excited about that. So.
Peter and David, you spoke about how Mike was a sort of a clear-cut choice for captain. I was wondering if you could speak to sort of the layers that the decision came to. Of course, you had conversations with yourself, and I'm sure management and the rest of the coaching staff and the players. Just, could you take us through the process of how many people you spoke to, how many people you trusted upon to make this decision?
Really, the process to me is, you know, I talked to our people in the hockey ops group, talked to Peter, who I assume talks to a coaching staff, but I don't want to say this was an easy decision, but to me, it was the clear-cut choice, as I said in my remarks. Again, and I meant what I said too, we have some really good leaders. We have some emerging leaders, and whether Fish plays for a year or more, there'll be somebody else that will come along, but right now, this is his time, and it's the best time for us and Mike to be our leader.
We shared conversations, David and I, once the captaincy was void and we needed to replace that position, and everything seemed to always turn to Mike. We've had other great conversations about leaders in the room. We've said, you've heard us say through the course of the past couple of years that we have a tremendous leadership group, and that still stands in place. There's just been a changing of the guard here, and through conversations with David and I, it led to a conversation with Mike and myself and David and Mike, and just putting it together through the course of the summer.
Now, this team is obviously highly involved. Oh, right over here, Mike. This team is obviously highly involved in the community. You're involved in the community. Do you see this as just another opportunity for you yourself to be a leader to the younger players, to show them how important it is to really be involved in the community that they play in?
Yeah, I do. I mean, there's so many guys on our team that do a lot that is never heard about, and in their hometowns, golf tournaments, and so many things. And really, from our foundation has done a good job of matching players with certain organizations to help, and so from the top down, I think guys have done a good job, and the leadership has done a good job there. And I think for me, I think it's so important for guys to get involved into something that's much greater than themselves, and it gives them a sense of purpose and why we do. We do this because we love to win hockey games, and it's our passion. But when you can do it for something more, I think it helps the team grow too. And I think that's important. And I think that our team from the top, the leadership has done a good job of trying to help the guys get involved.
Calm down, Adam. Mike, you've had a lot of great accomplishments in your career. Where does the captaincy rank, if you had to put it in terms of everything you've accomplished in hockey?
It's right up there. I mean, it's like I talked about. It's an honor, and to be given, the captaincy of this team, of this city that I love being a part of, and this group, and I think it's right up there, definitely at the top, and hopefully we're going to top that this year with the cup. So that's the plan.
Any other questions? If not, if media members need additional time with Peter, Mike, or David, we'll be back on this curtain over here. Thanks everybody for coming. Really appreciate the fantastic turnout. If you want additional drinks or food, help yourself. That's the end of the formal press conference. Thanks again.